everybody, welcome back. I'm here with another Yoto video, and today I'm going to be talking about what I would do if I was getting a Yoto for the first time this Christmas, or if I was buying another Yoto this Christmas for another kid. So, to start out, I want to explain something about Yoto. Yoto is a small independent company based out of the UK. So, they are not focused on the US as a market like an American company would be, and their focus is mostly on Britain, and their distribution seems to be best in Britain. Here we are kind of stuck with the dregs. So with that being said, I would not advise ordering anything from Yoto expecting it in time for Christmas past mid-November. Historically, there have been issues with fulfillment and getting things in time for Christmas, especially with their Black Friday sale. So if you want to make sure that you are absolutely going to have your items in time for Christmas, I would choose to order from Amazon, or I'd choose to order right about now if you're watching this when this comes out at the very beginning of November. It's unfortunate because I know that buying through Amazon or through other retailers like Target can take away from the bottom line of the company you're buying from, but get better distribution if you want me to recommend that, you know? Yoto has a really good Black Friday sale. That's what I'll say. Yoto has a really good Black Friday sale. For my kid's first Yoto player, I bought during their Black Friday sale because it is a very good deal and they have good discounts, but my children were 1.5 and 2 at that time, so if it didn't actually come in time for Christmas, it would have been fine. But if I had older children who had asked for a Yoto and who knew what was coming, and then I was in this situation where I didn't have it for Christmas Day, that would have been devastating. So if you're willing to risk it for the biscuit and and wait it out for Black Friday, that's a reasonable option. I'm not going to say that it's totally unreasonable. It's just not what I would personally do. Personally, I would go onto Amazon.com and I would order from there, or I would go into my local Target, especially if you're getting into really crunch time near Christmas where you aren't sure if Amazon will actually fulfill it in time. You can go into your local Target, and oftentimes they have Target deals that you can apply towards the Yoto player. Or, you know, if you're a couponer and you get those Target bucks, you can also put those towards it, so it can kind of be a free Christmas gift if you do it that way. So if you're considering what to get your kids for Christmas, Yoto player wise, you first need to decide whether you want a Yoto Mini or a full-size Yoto. The full-size Yoto is awesome. It costs about $110 at the time of recording, which is at the end of October, and it is the full-size thing. It has a bigger screen on it for that little 16 by 16 pixelated design, which is nice for younger kids. It has bigger control knobs. It has a longer battery life. I think it has about a 24-hour battery life versus a 16-hour battery life for the Mini. And it is charged with USB-C as long as you buy the new one. The new one is the 3rd generation Yoto player. I would not advise buying a 2nd generation Yoto player because they use a proprietary charger that Yoto no longer sells. And so if the one that comes with yours breaks, you are up a creek and have to buy one secondhand, and it's just a problem compared to using a universally accepted USB-C cable. So I would highly recommend buying a 3rd generation Yoto player if you are going to buy a used full-size one. As for the Yoto Mini, I own a Yoto Mini. I own 2 Yoto Minis. So I'm a little bit biased towards them. They have a much smaller screen than the full-size one, and they have a smaller speaker as well. So it shows a much smaller picture, and the audio quality isn't as great. It's not something that I've ever really thought about because we aren't really listening to music on it all that much. We use it mostly for stories, and I'm not trying to fill a big room. My house is 1,000 square feet, so I really don't need something blaring as loud as possible. So this is more than enough for my family. It also uses a USB-C charger, and it has an aux cable if you want to use plug-in headphones, and you can use Bluetooth headphones with it. You can use it with this, and you can use it with the full-size player. So I have a bias towards this one. So this one by itself is $70 versus $110 for the full-size one. I think this one gives you more bang for your buck, and you can take it around and, you know, put it in its jacket and swing it around. It's more durable and it's more for on the go than the full-size player. The full-size player would be great if you set it on your kid's dresser, if you use it in one place all the time, but if you want to take it on a car ride, if you want everyone to have their own one for long car trips, I think the Mini is the way to go. The other thing to consider is, do you want to buy the starter kit or just the player? I personally bought the starter kit for one of my Yoto players, and I don't think it was a good decision. My kids don't really like most of the cards that were in the starter kit, so I think it's better to save your money, just buy the regular player, and it comes with one make your own card that gives you an instruction manual as well on it, and then buy the cards that you think your kids will genuinely enjoy. Like, my kid's favorite card is Goodnight World, the Elmo one. That did not come with the starter kit. That was something I had to buy on my own. I'm pretty sure you can buy it with credits, which is another thing that we're going to talk about, but it's nice. It's nice to have a choice on what you want and not just be stuck with the ones that Yoto gives you. So I was just talking about credits, and to the uninitiated, credits come from having a Yoto Club membership. So there are a couple different tiers. You can do the Yoto Club that doesn't give you any credits each month, and that is $5 a month, and that gives you access to Yoto's entire catalog of proprietary, like self-made audios, and they have lots of content on there that a lot of people find worthwhile. You can also do the Collector Club, which gives you 1 credit per month, which you kind of need to save up over the course of 2 months to get 2 cards, so then you have free shipping. So that would mean you get 12 cards a year, you get them every other month, and it's a good deal. You know, depending on the cards that you're doing, you have to do the math, because you pay $10 a credit, and if you're buying cards that are less than $10 each, that's not necessarily worth it to use the credit, if you know what I'm saying. Now, you can make the math work out a little better by doing the Collector Plus Club, which I think is $12.99 per month now. I'll write it somewhere else if I'm wrong on that one. But the Collector Plus Club gives you 2 credits each month, and you can do that on an annual plan as well. But with those 2 credits each month, you don't have to save them up for a month to get free shipping. So that's very nice. If I had to do it for my kids, I would probably, if money was no object and I had all of the money sitting in my hands right now, I would probably do the Collector Plus Club annually and pay for it right now. So I think it's $130 to do it. But then I would have 24 credits right now, and I could stock up on all of the cards that my kids would want for quite a while for Christmas. Or maybe I could use half of the credits, and then later on, at some point during the year, we can decide on what we want to use the rest of the credits on. Now, with that membership, you do get a year's worth of club access and all of the content that comes with it. So that's also nice, depending on if you have kids who are willing to listen to content not on a card, and how many make your own cards you have, and all kinds of things. But that would be what I would do. Or if you just want a couple cards, you don't have to get a membership. I personally don't think the club content is worth it, like the digital stuff. I don't like it. I think it's a waste of time. There are plenty of places you can get good free content from that changes more, and you don't have to pay a monthly fee for it. I would never do the digital only club, but I understand kind of the push and pull between it. But there are a lot of resources for making your own cards on my channel, on other people's channels, from Yoto, so I think it's not a great choice to get the digital only club. Now, I realize after saying that I left out a huge important thing, in that you can only use the Collector and the Collector Plus clubs on the Yoto website. So you can't use those credits towards Amazon or something. You have to order the cards through Yoto. So that's something to take into consideration. You have that one make your own card that comes with your player. So even if your cards didn't necessarily come in time for Christmas, you still get a digital copy of it as soon as you order them. So you could assign that digital copy to a make your own card, and then you could use that until your actual cards come in. Now, you have to know your kids' personalities and if they're going to be chill with that, but it certainly is an option if you want to save some money and use the Collector or Collector Plus Club to buy the cards, but buy your player either on Amazon or at Target in person. Now, make your own cards are the reason why you want a Yoto player over a Tony box. Make your own cards are just the most fantastic thing I could ever imagine. You can upload any content you have as an MP3 file onto a make your own card. And that doesn't sound that crazy for a lot of people, but it is so awesome. You are not locked into buying $20 figures or $15 cards constantly. You can just buy these make your own cards, and you can get a pack of 10 of them for, I'll put the price right there. That's how much 10 make your own cards cost. Or you could use blank NFC cards, which I have a video on. It has to be a special kind, but you can watch that video if you want. But you can use these cards, and you can have up to, I think it's 8 hours of content on each card. It is just amazing. So if you buy an audiobook, you can put it on a make your own card and separate it out by chapter and have it be a real book and not an abridged copy if you don't want an abridged copy. And you can take anything. You can buy MP3s of music and put them on there. You can get, there are a lot of different things you can do. And I don't want to get in trouble for telling you what you could do. But hypothetically, there are things like taking a YouTube video that you have the rights to download and the rights to view outside of YouTube. You could download it and put the audio onto a card. Or you could record your own stuff. You can record your grandparents reading a story to the kids, and then you have that forever, so your kids can always have that memory of their grandparents. Or you could, the possibilities are just endless. I mean, when K-pop Demon Hunters came out and there wasn't a card for it yet, people were making make your own cards like it was nobody's business. It was incredible. And I mean, it's the same thing for Wicked. It's the same thing for all of these franchises. You have the ability to make a card for it before Yoto has the ability to respond to the demand. And if your kid has a very niche interest, if your kid has a special interest, you can make a card of anything under the sun, as long as there is MP3 content of it out there, or even if you want to read it, you could read it, even if there's not the MP3 content out there. You can make the content, and it is truly incredible. Now, I think it's a lot easier to do it on a computer because I'm a PC nerd. If you don't have a PC, you can also make them on your phone. It's just a little bit more difficult for getting files from elsewhere, but it still is super easy to do things that you have an MP3 file for if you email it to yourself and then you download the MP3 file to your phone, or if you just want to record something speaking into the speaker of your phone. It is, once again, I cannot stress to you how awesome make your own cards are. And I can't stress to you what a huge community there is of people making make your own cards for everything. There are make your own groups for everything. I'm pretty sure there's a make your own homeschool group, a make your own Christian, Catholic, all these different things. There is probably a Yoto make your own group for it. So you should definitely go on to, most of the groups are on Facebook because we're moms, but go into one of those Facebook groups and people have so many amazing ideas that I'm not even thinking of right now. Once again, I cannot stress to you enough how much make your own cards are the reason to get a Yoto over a Tony, and they make it so much cheaper than having a Tony box. They make it so much easier and more flexible. It is just amazing, and it is the reason why I bought my Yoto player. Now here's the thing. After you buy your Yoto player, you need to set it up before Christmas. You are setting yourself up for failure if you just get it in the mail or you buy it from Target, you wrap it up, and you figure, I'll deal with it on Christmas Day with the kids. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's a really bad idea because it takes a long time to set up. So what you're going to do is you're going to open the box and you're going to follow the instructions to set up the Yoto beforehand. And you're going to make your first make your own playlist that you know your kids are going to love beforehand. And you're going to download all of the cards and all of the playlists to your Yoto player before Christmas. So then on Christmas, you can just pull it out of the box and you have a lovely, amazing toy. Now, I know some of you are saying, but then they won't be able to take it out of the box. They are going to be much more upset that they can't use it for like 5 hours than that they aren't taking it out of the box themselves. And you can put it back in the box. You can pretend that it's a slick setup, but it's not. You really need to set it up beforehand. Please, I am begging you, set it up beforehand. And a thing to keep in mind, if you're having a problem getting the cards or the playlist to download, you need to have it plugged into an outlet. So you need to plug it into your USB-C thing and then plug it into the wall or plug it into a computer or a power bank or something. You need to connect it to the Wi-Fi so that it can download, because no actual information is stored on these cards besides a link to the content on the Yoto website. And you need to make sure that it is not playing anything. So you insert the card into your player, you let it sit there for a second, and then you pull it out, and then it'll download it. And it might take overnight, depending on how many cards you have. This might take 12 hours. So I would advise doing this a couple days ahead of time, and then if you have any problems, you can iron out the kinks before your kids even know that there's an issue. Now, once in a while, you'll get a Yoto card that is dead, that the NFC doesn't work in it. That can be for a variety of issues from Yoto, so contact them if you're having an issue. But don't do anything like punch a hole through this, because on the inside of this, you can't see it, but there's a wire that goes around that holds the NFC technology. And a lot of people end up punching a hole through it, and they ruin it, and the card is totally unusable. And Yoto probably will not send you a new one because you were the one who messed it up real bad. So don't do that. There are little sticky tabs that you can put on them, and you can put them on a sort of like circle so that you can keep all of your cards together. They have plenty of cases. They have card holders. They have hard-shelled cases for your minis. They have so many products, and I will link some of the ones that I personally like down below. Now, all of my links that I'm providing are affiliate links, and I make a cut from them. So it doesn't charge you anymore, but I do get a cut from it. But that's about all I have to say for now. I mean, I think that that's the very basics that you need to know. I think what content your child is going to like, it very much depends on their age and what their particular interests are. So I don't think there's a ton of sense in me recommending stuff. I think you should look into it and know what your kid would like. You know your kids best. So if you have any questions, please let me know down below. I can't promise that I'll respond in a timely manner because I just am not wired like that, but I will do my best to answer the questions in due time. If you have any questions about doing make your own cards from blank NFC cards, check out my old video on it. It's still up to date. It's still the way to do it. I just made it a while ago. And if you want more information on Yoto hacks, I also have a video on that. There's a ton of content on my channel, so check it all out and let me know if there's anything you want me to make a tutorial on. So have happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and I hope you have fun with your new Yoto player.